Tonight at 5, House Republicans once again failed to elect a Speaker of the House. We'll take a look back at how often this has happened in the past. It was the new legislators are settling in as a new session begins. We'll check in with two from Rock County who have some big shoes to fill. And NFL star Damar Hamlin remains in critical condition after going into cardiac arrest Monday during a game. Hamlin's family shares an update on his condition. You're watching News 3 now at 5. A group of neighbors in Verona is asking city leaders to reconsider a development proposal that would do away with over 140 acres of farmland. Tahlil Mohadin joins us to share why they say it's not a good move. Tahlil?
Eric, the group of neighbors calls themselves the Rural Preservation Alliance, and for 2 years, they've been critical of a push by the city to bring more homes into Verona. The development, called Ardent Glen, would bring about 400 single-family and twin homes to a parcel of farmland along Highway PD and Shady Oak Lane. Group members say they understand the push to build more homes, but they don't believe their neighborhood will meet the needs for an influx of new residents, mostly because of the distance from the city's center.
It goes against all of the best planning and land use that the city itself has in their own guidelines that can't and will not ever connect to the city. These people will be 4 miles away in a car-centered community with no public transportation.
They also classify the Ardent Glen project as a high-density neighborhood, so they're worried about what that would mean for traffic, heating and cooling, and water supply. City leaders say they understand it may be more homes per acre than town residents are used to, but the development doesn't include apartments or condos, so they're not concerned about density. Tonight at 6, we'll have more on the city's response and why they say they plan to keep moving forward despite the pushback.
Tahlil, thank you. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart out on the weather patio. Greg?
Yeah, we got a little bit of light snow, even freezing, a little bit of drizzle too. If you touch some of the metal objects, you can see there's a little bit of a light icing on there. So we're hovering around freezing right now, so that's something to keep in mind of. We still got that low spinning to the west, so we're getting some of that colder air, but also some of that precipitation with most of the snow staying to the north right now. As you zoom in, you see 34 degrees right now in Madison, but the more heavier snow is to the northwest. But finally, we're starting to see some movement on this low that's been sitting there spinning. As you look at the radar right now and we zoom in, some areas are picking up some of this light little flurry sprinkle activity. Janesville's more mist because they're a little bit warmer, but you can see that outside right now. So something to keep in mind of as you go out this evening, commute right now. Temperatures right now are hovering around freezing, so there could be a little bit of slick spots, especially on areas that just don't see a lot of traffic or otherwise any type of heat. And you see visibility, okay, 2 to 3 miles. We're not seeing any of the dense fog that we saw last night just because we are a little bit colder right now. So overall, we're going to see flurries continuing, might be a little bit of a wintry mix, at least early this evening. Till then, we'll all be snow overnight with light winds going on throughout the rest of the night, as you can see. That's why the big travel impacts, as we noticed, is going to be snow falling through tomorrow, just to be a case. The wintry mix, maybe up to an inch in spots through tomorrow. And once again, on and off slick spots in some certain areas, so something to keep in mind of. I'll time out when the snow will actually end and maybe when we'll see the sun a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thank you. The holiday season has come and gone. That means it's election season again. Tuesday's deadline for candidates to run for office has passed, leaving 3 on the ballot for Madison mayor, incumbent Satya Rhodes Conway, and challengers Gloria Reyes and Scott Kerr. Our Andrew Banstra has everything you need to know about the 2023 Wisconsin spring elections.
So the deadline to submit nomination paperwork for all the candidates for local offices in Madison was yesterday at 5 p.m.
Paperwork is done and the ballot is set for Wisconsin's 2023 spring elections, mostly. Madison City Clerk's office did grant alders in Districts 1 and 14 72-hour extensions to finalize their candidacy.
There was some confusion because due to redistricting, there's 2 current alders who are running for election in a different seat where they now reside due to redistricting.
Those alders applied for candidacy based on their current residence and will be squared away by Friday evening. Some races, most notably the mayor's race, will need a February 21st primary, while April 4th is the big election day. The state Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals will headline the ballot, while local races include alders in all 20 districts, as well as seats 6 and 7 of the school board.
It's a perfect time to register. It's always a perfect time to register to vote. And right now we're in open period, so you can register by mail, through the MyVote website. You can come down to the clerk's office.
Just don't forget your proof of residence and make sure you're registered to vote under your current address.
They're designing the ballot and everything. They'll send it to printing. For elections like this, where there's nothing federal on the ballot, we're required to send absentee ballots out 21 days prior to an election.
To find your polling place and all of your voting information, head to myvote.wi.gov.
That was Andrew Banser reporting. Spring sneaks up on you quickly, so the city clerk asks you to double-check your registration and stop by their office if you have any questions. For a full list of candidates on the 2023 ballot, head to this web story at channel3000.com. House Republicans in our nation's capital failed to elect a House Speaker for the second day in a row. After 6 rounds of voting, the House decided to adjourn until 7 tonight. Democrats were united in nominating their party leader, New York's Hakeem Jeffries, but far-right Republicans are refusing to rally around Kevin McCarthy for House Speaker, nominating Florida's Byron Donalds instead. Former President Donald Trump urged Republicans to vote for McCarthy, posting, quote, Kevin McCarthy will do a good job and maybe even a great job. President Joe Biden said the congressional skirmish is not a good look, calling the deadlock, quote, embarrassing. Well, this isn't something that happens very often. In the House's 234-year history, only 14 Speaker votes have required multiple ballots.
It's been so long since we've had a situation like this that it's hard to draw historical parallels. Obviously, the political situations were very different a century, 2 centuries ago, when we did go through situations where we had multiple votes and in some cases over 100 rounds of voting for a Speaker of the House.
Now, back in 1856, it took the House nearly 2 months to elect a Speaker. That was 133 rounds of voting, the longest and most contentious Speaker election to date. The race pitted anti-slavery Massachusetts Representative Nathaniel Banks against candidates who wanted to expand slavery to new states and territories. The last time a Speaker election took more than 1 ballot was back in 1923, when Republican Frederick Gillette was reelected in the 9th round. And in Wisconsin, the new legislative session is now underway with new faces. Roughly a quarter of the state assembly turned over this past election, and political reporter Will Keneally sat down with 2 of the new representatives from our area. Will?
Well, these 2 Rock County legislators have relatively big shoes to fill. They're replacing 2 well-established members of the state assembly. That said, though, they are excited for the opportunity to serve.
I just really wanted to help people.
That's what called 2 of the newest state assembly members to public service.
So I love my community, and I wanted to make sure we had a strong voice in Madison, so I decided to run.
And for Representative Ellen Schutt, it was a surreal experience being sworn in for the first time.
Yeah.
You sit in the chair for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was really an incredible honor.
Just a few months ago, she was in a different office as a legislative aide, now getting to run her own office. She represents an area that spans southern Wisconsin that used to be held by Amy Loudenbeck, who ran for Secretary of State. Her neighbor is Clint Anderson, who replaces Mark Spreitzer, now a senator.
And I wanted to make sure we continue the progress that Representative Spreitzer did, and I thought with my background in social work and also in local government, I thought it was a good combination to really bring my voice up here in Madison.
For Schutt, she's actually already the vice chair of a committee on criminal justice and public safety.
How do we help communities that are struggling, whether they're mid-size or smaller, pay for those services? Because it's a need, and if you call 911, you want someone to be able to show up, whether your house is on fire or something tragic is happening in your communities.
And with the new session, the legislators are hoping to bring a sense of collaboration to the Capitol.
I know we had a lot of gridlock in the last 4 years, but I really think we're going to start seeing some progress in the next 4.
And so when you visit these legislators, some of them are still unpacking their offices, still up in boxes here. And we expect the committees and the whole legislative process to start up here in the next few weeks. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. A 16-year-old is dead after 2 men opened fire at a shopping center in Baltimore. Police say a group of students were in front of 2 fast food restaurants this afternoon when 2 suspects drove by and fired several rounds before driving off. Responding officers found a 16-year-old, 2 17-year-olds, and 2 18-year-olds with gunshot wounds. Police say the 16-year-old died at the hospital.
It's a very active crime scene. We're still processing. We're still looking for evidence, so we're very limited in the information we are able to give you about the specifics.
Now, police currently don't have a description of the suspected shooters. Investigators are reviewing surveillance video and hope that witnesses will come forward. Health experts say watching for new coronavirus variants will be increasingly important to slow the spread of COVID in the new year. In the U.S., Omicron subvariants are still the cause of almost all infections. Cases also continue to spread globally, especially in China, after the country lifted the bulk of its COVID restrictions. The surge there has prompted the U.S. to require a negative COVID test for all travelers from China beginning tomorrow. And that's why some health experts say this travel requirement is important as new variants are likely to emerge in the future.
Perhaps, worst case scenario, a variant that could evade the protection of our current vaccines and therapeutics.
Now, others believe the U.S. testing requirements for travelers won't prevent new cases from coming to the U.S. or new variants from emerging. While COVID-19 levels remain far below those of prior surges, trends are on the rise in parts of the United States. And there's also growing concern that case numbers could soar now that we've passed the winter holidays. Next at 5, Greg will rejoin us with the latest forecast. Plus, communities continue to send thoughts of hope and prayers as NFL player Damar Hamlin fights for his life after going into cardiac arrest during that game earlier this week. We'll hear from Hamlin's family after the break. And later, after a crash in a Fitchburg neighborhood killed a longtime educator, hear why neighbors say that accident could have been prevented. We'll have details next hour on News 3 Now at 6. And a check of Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average climbing some 133 points in midweek trading. The NASDAQ climbs 72. S&P 500 adds 29. We'll be right back.
Have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm going to gag or I'm going to go play football. I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, you know, I'm one of those people that like obsessed with white teeth.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like you got to leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth this new year by ordering Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the regular price. Yes, 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Tonight at 6, as a community mourns the loss of a beloved educator, neighbors voice their concerns about safety on the roads where she was killed. Plus, we'll have a spring elections preview and how to make sure you're registered to vote.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Days after a snowplow accident, actor Jeremy Renner wants everyone to know he is okay. In a post to fans, Renner shared a selfie from his hospital bed showing some of the bruises he suffered in the incident. It happened on New Year's Day. Renner wrote, quote, "I'm too messed up right now to type, but I send love to you all." The Washoe, Nevada County Sheriff says the actor was run over by his snowcat. That's a vehicle weighing more than 14,000 pounds and used to plow snow.
Mr. Renner's personal vehicle, which was being driven by a family member, had become stuck in the snow near his home. After successfully towing his personal vehicle from its stuck location, Mr. Renner got out of his piston bully to speak to his family member. At this point, it is observed that the piston bully started to roll.
Renner suffered blunt chest trauma and orthopedic injuries, according to his spokesman. The actor's family said he remains in critical but stable condition. He is making progress, they say, and is in good spirits. And Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin remains on a ventilator, but is also showing signs of improvement after going into cardiac arrest during Monday night's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Isabel Rosales now with the latest.
Outside the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, support is growing for Damar Hamlin.
This is not about football. This is about Damar.
Signs reading "Hope for Hamlin" and prayers for Hamlin, encompassing the feelings of people around the world pulling for the well-being of the Buffalo Bills safety. Inside the hospital, the NFL star is fighting for his life.
This is a surprise to everybody. I mean, we all seen the hit. It wasn't that big of a hit. So, you know, for it to end up in this manner, it's just shocking. We were all in the room crying. Man, we were all in tears, man. And I'm not a crier, but like I never cried so hard in my life, man. Just to know like my nephew basically died on the field and they brought him back to life.
Hamlin's uncle giving new details on his injuries.
He's sustained some damage to his lungs, and they're working to try to remedy that, and they got him on a ventilator to help with the breathing too, just to take some of the strain off his lungs.
Meanwhile, Hamlin's teammates say they're trying to cope with the heaviness of the situation.
It's a dramatically unique thing that has happened, and we're all going through it together, and honestly, the entire world is.
In Cincinnati, I'm Isabel Rosales.
The NFL has also united around Hamlin, with all 32 teams posting "Pray for Damar" on their Twitter pages. Hamlin's story reminds us about the importance of immediate medical care in these types of situations. Back in 1999, a 17-year-old Whitefish Bay basketball player collapsed and died after going into cardiac arrest during a game. In honor of Adam Lemmel, his father partnered with Children's Wisconsin to create Project Adam. The initiative has led to the placement of automated defibrillators in schools for more than 2 decades. The goal is to prepare people to respond, and that includes looking for warning signs like fainting or dizziness with exercise, excessive fatigue, and chest pain.
Recognizing those signs is step 1. Calling for emergency help is step 2. And then being a bystander who can intervene by doing CPR is a very important 3rd step in this. And that's followed by having a defibrillator available.
In Wisconsin, more than 450 schools have gone through Project Adam training to become heart safe. Nationwide, more than 4,000 schools are prepared to reduce the risk of sudden death. Time now to get a look at your certified most accurate weather. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has your forecast. Greg?
Hey, yeah, well, we still got that. You've talked about that massive storm that's about impacting California. You can see on satellite here, this thing gets wrapped up quite rapidly. It's an impressive system that's going to be really impacting California. On the other edge, you can see our system over time has kind of just deepened and then sit and spun for a long time. It's still there. Overall, it's going to start moving eventually here in the next couple days, but it's taken its time. So let's kind of give you the big picture. And really with this pattern, all the cold air is really locked to the north. We're not seeing much of that to really speak of, even in the long term right now through the middle of January. Right now, we're getting that precipitation type. We're coming back from the freezing issue we had the previous day. Now we're getting back to cold air, so all that warm air loft's starting to erode a little bit. So we're going to start seeing more of the snow, maybe even a little bit of freeze and drizzle right now. Like I said, the temperature is right near freezing. Some snow pellets, even some sleet mixed in. But I think overall we're going to see more snow, so as the cold air starts to win out. Overall, that's what we got to deal with this evening. A little bit of a mix out there. You can kind of get a little bit of a glaze on some of the surfaces just because of the sitting around 32, 33. Then we'll see snow mostly through tomorrow, on and off. Not a lot of accumulation, maybe an inch in some areas, but our temperatures will be hovering around freezing, so some slick spots, something to keep in mind out through probably the next 24 hours. We'll deal with this. Big picture, you can see that low continues to spin. Most of the heavier snow is to the north. We're not going to see just a little bit as it wraps around and begins to lift up here tonight and through tomorrow. As you see, by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, we got a little bit more of a shower activity going on, so we could pick up maybe some minor accumulation through tomorrow and tomorrow evening. Once we get to tomorrow night into Friday, we start seeing a little bit of the clearer skies. The clouds start to break up. As you go into Friday, like I said, we're going to see more of the sun, which is good. Not much cold air either with this, so overall temperatures will be fairly comfortable too for this time of year. Tonight, 32, we're going to sit right around freezing, just there above. Most of the heavier snow will be to the north. We'll pick up a few bit of flurry activity. Once again, further south you go this evening, you could see a little bit of the mix going on until we cool down a little bit. Then tomorrow morning as you wake up, we're going to still see that on and off. Once again, temperatures right around freezing, so a few slick spots to continue with any moisture that's on the roads could refreeze. By the afternoon, we'll start seeing more of the shower activity. Maybe a better shot as you get towards the afternoon just to see more of a heavier shower come through. But overall, by the evening, we should be pretty much done with a lot of the snow. Accumulation, if you're up to the north, Black River, maybe 1 to 2 further north. Otherwise, most of the areas down to our area should be about 1 inch, maybe a little bit less. Enough to cover some of the grass areas, but overall, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. As you go to the 7-day forecast, we can see that we're going to sit another chance for snow maybe coming Saturday night into Sunday. But overall, if you look at the extended, we're still looking at mid to upper 30s. Our average right now should be 28. So overall, no cold air to speak of, just that little bit of chance of snow coming in Saturday night into Sunday. If we look at traffic right now, we still have that light snow out there. Overall, no issues to speak of, but we do have that precipitation out there, something to keep in mind of. Zoom in into the Beltline. We don't have any significant issues down to Mount Horeb. We're still looking good too, traffic-wise. And up to the north, that's kind of where that band is also setting up. So on these roads, you might see a little bit of that snow, pallet stuff going on over the evening hours. But as you zoom to the south, they're about freezing right now, so a little bit of mist going on towards Janesville. Just keep in mind up through the evening, you might see these split spots even through the morning commute too.
All right, Greg, thank you. An update on that storm that Greg mentioned on the West Coast. The second of 3 major storms to hit the area within a week could bring 3 to 4 more inches of rain and up to 3 feet of snow to some communities there. The system comes as residents are cleaning up from a weekend storm that downed trees and left others without power for days. It also washed away levees, dumped huge amounts of snow in the Sierra Nevadas, and flooded the streets of San Francisco with more than 5 inches of rain. Forecasters say many of the rivers are already too swollen to handle much more rain. Other areas are welcoming the storm. The last 3 years, of course, have been the state's driest on record in California. Most reservoirs remain well below historical averages. Coming up, many who indulge in their favorite adult beverages during the holidays are making a commitment to sobriety this month. We'll tell you about Dry January next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
The home
Expo is coming to the Monona Terrace Convention Center this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meet the Madison area's top builders, remodelers, and home improvement experts at the Home Expo. See the best in custom remodeling, room additions, roofing, and flooring at the Home Expo. Kitchens, bathrooms, windows, doors. If it can improve your home, you'll find it at the Home Expo. The Home Expo at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Bag sale, 15% off. So I was thinking we could fix up a few things around here. New cordless drill, so we can finally hang those pictures. LED bulbs, that'll help with the electric bill. Picked up some toothpaste for us. Always need batteries. New coat of paint for the mudroom. And finally, something to unclog that basement sink.
The bag is back. Hurry in and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now at Menards.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Want to show off your creativity? You can help Madison Streets Division name its snow plows. From now through the 13th, community members can submit name suggestions for 4 pieces of snow removal equipment. Be sure to include which piece of equipment you want to name. After finalists are chosen, you can vote for your favorite starting on January 23rd. For more information, look for the story at channel3000.com. The first Mega Millions drawing for 2023 is in the books without a winner once again. No one collected the big prize last night, so Friday's drawing goes to $940 million. Officials released a statement saying they've only had 3 bigger jackpots since this game debuted back in 2002. The largest single-game Mega Millions jackpot was sold in South Carolina in 2018. That was worth just over $1.5 billion. After the holidays, many Americans are considering cutting back on alcohol as part of Dry January. Michael George looks at the health benefits and the best ways to succeed.
Mahina Douglas loves to socialize, but lately she's been thinking about cutting back on alcohol.
I just felt like my drinking was getting, I guess, a little more than I was comfortable with it being.
She decided to try Dry January, a month-long sobriety challenge. She even hired a sober coach, Molly Desch.
Dry January actually has a ton of benefits. Aside from the health benefits, you'll have cleaner skin, you'll sleep better, you'll also save money.
Consumer insight group Valink says more than half of Americans say they want to reduce their alcohol intake. A study published in the British Medical Journal shows people who gave up alcohol for 1 month had significant improvements in their health and lost an average of 4 pounds. Desch says introducing a new hobby like exercise can help replace drinking.
And also have an accountability partner. So if you know somebody that also wants to participate in Dry January, boom, sign them up. You guys can text each other throughout the day if you're having a hard time. You can celebrate milestones.
Research also shows people who participate in Dry January often continue to drink less 6 to 8 months later.
Is the hope that the benefits of this will continue beyond January?
Yes, very much so. I'm looking for a lifestyle change that I can keep with me forever.
Douglas says since she stopped drinking, she's already noticed she's sleeping much better. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Sobriety coaches also say telling friends and family you're trying Dry January can help you stay committed through the whole month. We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
New you? Join Anytime Fitness and get 30 days free. Get more out of your membership than just machines. Because here, you can lift your weights and lift your mood. Now through January 31st, get 30 days free at Anytime Fitness. Hurry in now.
It's Steinhaffel's winter mattress sale. Nestle in for a good night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress. You'll sleep soundly when you pay only $45 per month. with Steinhafel 72-month financing. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting you as no other mattress can. The winter mattress sale, only at Steinhafel's and steinhafels.com. Relax, it's Steinhafel's.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our New Year's Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this New Year at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under-eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This New Year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. So if under-eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this New Year and see that younger-looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife, Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Tonight, right here on the CBS Evening News, Republican meltdown after Kevin McCarthy again fails multiple times to gain enough votes to become Speaker of the House today. Plus, our CBS News investigation, how our reporters found that American and European technology is inside the drones that Russia is using to target civilians in Ukraine. And a dangerous bomb cyclone on the West Coast, officials urging Californians to pack a go bag for evacuations from landslides. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Greg rejoins us once again for a final check of our local forecast.
Yeah, we still got some of that snow out there that's going to be over the night. Maybe a little bit of mix in there, too, so something with the roads just to be aware of. Maybe an inch through tomorrow. Still cloudy skies, hovering around freezing. Visibility is not as a big issue going on right now, but we do have the precipitation out there that could be occurring. So just be careful out there overnight.
All right, CBS Evening News coming your way next. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 now at 6.